Here are some of the key learning objectives of this module. You will learn about the features and uses of the different configurations available in pfSense. So let's get going. First, let's answer the question, what is a firewall? A firewall is a hardware or software-based network security system that uses rules to control incoming and outgoing network traffic. It basically acts as a barrier between a trusted network and an untrusted network. A firewall controls access to the resources of a network through a positive control model. What this means is that only the traffic defined in the firewall policy is allowed onto the network and all other traffic is denied. It filters traffic by source and destination IP, protocols, source and destination port for both TCP and UDP traffic. It also limits simultaneous connection on a for-rule basis. Now, let's take a look at a diagram and see how pfSense can act as a firewall. Consider that there is an external cloud network, which represents the internet. Next, you have an ISP connection device like a cable modem, an ADSL modem, or something similar that connects your internal network and pfSense system to the internet. There are two network ports, both leading to two switches. Let's say one is a WAN port and the other is a LAN port. Each of these has numerous endpoints or devices connected to that segment of the LAN, which could be laptops or desktops. Whenever any traffic tries to pass to WAN, it will go through pfSense and then be filtered to the correct route here. Now let's add another layer of complexity. Say there is an additional LAN segment added, which could be attached to a third network interface within the pfSense server. This will be the second LAN interface. Say this new LAN segment hosts some other devices or servers which need to be isolated from the first LAN segment. This is a typical case when you need to host external servers in a different LAN segment which may behave like a DMZ. In the context of computer security and firewalling, a DMZ or demilitarized zone is a physical or logical subnetwork that contains and exposes an organization's external facing services to an untrusted network, usually a larger network such as the internet. The purpose of a DMZ is to add an additional layer of security to an organization's local area network or LAN. An external network node can access only what is exposed in the DMZ, while the rest of the organization's network is firewalled. The DMZ functions as a small, isolated network positioned between the internet and the private network. The term is derived from the term, demilitarized zone, an area between nation-states in which military operation is not permitted. In this type of setup, you will set the pfSense firewall rules to isolate the LAN and DMZ networks and not any traffic to overlap with each other. Assume that switch 3 is the DMZ and the switch 1 is the internal LAN zone and all the traffic is being passed through the pfSense server.